Huh, Ladybug? We'll see who finds who first.
I'm still reeling over the season premiere of Miraculous Ladybug. Miracle Charm started from the series, and it's nice to return to our roots. I've watched the series for nearly a decade, and returning for the 6th season feels like revisiting an old friend. I loved seeing everyone in the new animation and learning where the heroes stood now that each hero has their own Miraculous. However, witnessing how Lila used the Butterfly Miraculous was the most exciting thing. It's abundantly clear that she will be a much different villain than Gabriel. She's going to great lengths to hide her identity and knows how to manipulate people to get what she wants. The way she speaks to her victims, she makes everything seem like it's their choice and she's not using them for personal gain. She also has different akumas and abilities compared to Monarch, which will add a fresh spin to the combat sequences. Overall, I'm excited to see what Lila's plans are, especially when it comes to discovering the secret identities of the Miraculous holders, which she is already putting into motion. In today's video, I'll discuss this goal and the different ways Lila could discover who the heroes are.
Then a bit of this. Then a bit more of this.
Number 1. Interacting with them at school. I'm confident that Lila's plan has many moving parts, but we received a glimpse of it at the end of the 5th season when she re-enrolled at Collège François Dupont under a new alias. With an entirely new identity and appearance, Lila will have the chance to befriend Marinette and her allies without anyone noticing. As she's already tricked them before but has never managed to fool Marinette, she'll likely be more careful in how she interacts with the group and the lies she tells. She may ask to become their project partners, sit with them at lunch, and keep quiet company at the back of the group. Unlike in previous seasons, this could help her draw less attention to herself to make her seem unsuspecting and unthreatening. I suspect all the heroes will be on their guard now that each has a secret to keep. However, they're all incredibly kind and won't hesitate to befriend someone if given the chance. As Cerise, Lila could quickly join their friend group without drawing suspicion. She already has information on each person, including their likes, dislikes, hobbies, and moral standings. In the past, she aligned herself with Chloe because of their similar goals. Now she should take the opposite approach and keep her enemies close. Now that their school has received some upgrades and seems to be based on independent studies, I'm not sure how the season will navigate the heroes' daily lives. Lila may need to spend her time dividing and conquering, specifically choosing her classes so she can watch each suspected wielder during times of crisis and directly after she releases an akumatized villain. Their reactions and sudden disappearances could easily reveal their secrets.
If I hadn't caught it, this napkin could have injured Max. I didn't have a choice.
Number 2. Stalking the heroes. On the topic of watching Marinette and her closest friends, I think Lila intends to take her plan one step further by stalking the people of Paris until she finds someone suspicious enough to be a miraculous wielder. In the season premiere, the episode opens with Lila surrounded by mountains of notebooks. These notebooks span from floor to ceiling, all handwritten. When she writes, it sounds like she's adding story elements and embellishments to the pages. At first, I suspected she was writing in journals as fail-safes, which she would leave behind for the heroes to find and give them fake information about her secret identity. However, later in the episode, she is at the same cafe as Marinette and Adrien. I don't believe this is a coincidence, as she sits alone at a table and watches the couple from afar. She's watching them to discover how they interact, meaning she saw both of them rush off after noticing other heroes patrolling Paris. It's unclear whether Lila retains her memories from Miraculous World London, but the note she left for herself could be enough to help her piece together who Ladybug and Cat Noir could be. If that's true, then it makes sense for her to be on Marinette's tail. She could be using some of her notebooks to write notes on suspected heroes, noting their schedules, relationships, bizarre disappearances, and the fact that they're never in the same place as their hero alter egos. Lila is incredibly smart, and it wouldn't take long for her to catch on if she sat back and continued to watch from afar. Marinette and the other heroes have no inclination that they're being watched, so they don't know that they need to be cautious.
Nothing. You'll know nothing about me, about us, about them. I'm everywhere.
Number 3. Information from akumatized villains. Above all else, Lila is adaptable and resourceful. She will use any tool at her disposal to get what she wants, including akumatized villains. During the latest episode, Rena Rouge and the other heroes tried to learn more about their new adversary by asking questions to the villain. Unfortunately, their line of inquiry is a two-way street. When transformed, Lila can hear and see everything that her akumatized villains can. Her psychic link to the villains allows her to spy on her enemies from afar without the danger of engaging with them. She could request her villains to ask probing questions to the heroes or act in specific ways to goad them into action. It's almost like an experiment, with the heroes being the mice trapped in a maze. Worse, they wouldn't realize that the new butterfly wielder was manipulating them, especially if akumatized villains pretended their actions weren't premeditated. There's also the risk of heroes and their loved ones becoming akumatized and potentially revealing their biggest secret. Alya claimed in the episode that all the wielders have experienced akumatizations before and know how to deal with their negative emotions. She seems to imply that they won't be akumatized again, but it's ridiculous to assume they won't fall victim to negative emotions. Not to throw Adrian under the bus, but he just lost his father a few months before. How could anyone blame him if he became a villain because Lila took advantage of his grief? All it would take for Lila to learn a hero's identity is to akumatize the right person at the right time. For example, Ladybug refuses to tell Cat Noir her secret identity because she believes doing so would be incredibly dangerous. However, numerous other heroes now know her secret identity and could accidentally give her up to Lila. If Rena Rouge, Argos, Ryuko, Bunnix, or Viperion are akumatized in the future, it will lead their enemy right to Ladybug's door.
My name
doesn't matter. But if you want to keep on drawing, then you can't tell Ladybug and Cat Noir anything about me.
Number 4. Using Gabriel's information. Gabriel didn't sit idly by when he had the Butterfly Miraculous. He actively tried to learn more about the wielders whenever he had the chance, and spying on them often resulted in prominent information. For example, in the finale of Season 3, he not only captured Master Fu and stole the Miracle Box, but he outed several of the heroes and learned their secret identities. After doing so, he started a file on each of them to make notes about their daily lives and relationships with Ladybug. Due to spying on them, he eventually realized that Alya had a closer relationship with Ladybug and targeted her specifically. Unfortunately, he overplayed his hand, causing Lila to go into hiding as Rena Furtive. In the 5th season, Lila used her abilities as the villain hoaxer to brainwash Natalie and steal vital files from her. I suspect these files included everything Gabriel knew about the miraculous wielders, including their identities. If this is true, Lila will likely begin her investigation with Alya, Nino, Luca, Kim, and Max, as they haven't changed their hero names or given the impression of being completely new wielders. Personally, I think this is a massive plot hole that should be addressed in the 6th season. It would be nice if new costume changes were a security measure, but this is unlikely as we've already seen Rena Rouge and Carapace return on screen. Unfortunately, the heroes have no reason to suspect that the new butterfly wielder already knows who some of them are.
We've all been akumatized before. We know how it works, and we learned how to deal better with our emotions.
There is no denying that Lila will do anything to get her way. In previous seasons, she did everything she could to ruin Marinette's life and become Ladybug's recurring adversary. Now that she has unlimited power with the Butterfly Miraculous, I suspect she will make massive moves to steal the Ladybug and Cat Miraculouses. However, the easiest way to do this would be to learn the heroes' identities and take the Miraculouses from them when they're the most vulnerable. It seems no one is safe from Lila's watchful eye, as they're all pawns for her to use. With many more seasons ahead, Lila will undoubtedly change the course of Miraculous Ladybug forever.
Yes!
And what should I call you?
The Illustrator!
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
Nuru, dark wings rise.